In my 34
Excuse me,
years,
Mr.
I've
Homan,
never
the
seen
time has
such
expired.
hate toward a law enforcement agency in my life that you want to abolish
Homan,
them
the time
rather
has
doing your
expired.
job and
Mr.
legislate.
Homan, your
if
time
they don't
has
like it,
expired.
legislate. You can't. I
Mr.
don't think
Homan,
Congress
according
is
to
in
the rules of
habit
this committee-
of enacting laws.
I sat there listening to the attacks, the disrespect, the lies, the demonization, and something in me snapped. I've served this country for 34 years. I've saved lives, rescued children, taken dangerous predators off the streets. And now I'm supposed to just sit quietly while politicians accuse us of cruelty? No, not today. They wanted a fight, and I gave them one they'll remember.
ICE doesn't put their heart on a shelf when they wear the badge and gun. All of a sudden, they'll care about humanity. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous false narrative, and I'm going to be here to the day I die to defend the men and women of the Border Patrol and ICE who put it on the line every day for this country.
Thank you.
Protected. I'd also like to apologize to you both for the behavior of some of the members of this committee, where they are speaking in profoundly dehumanizing terms to you, and you don't deserve that. I'd like to apologize to you on behalf of the United States of America.
Would you like to address, and would you please address any of the
Yeah, I want to
made
address
against
the last comments made about me being appalling. And first of all, I served my country for 34 years. I saved many lives, and I ran an agency. Let's be frank in what ICE does. ICE last year took a season of opioids off the streets of this country that could have killed every man, woman, and child in the United States twice. They've arrested thousands of sexual predators that preyed on children. They rescued thousands of children who were victims of predators. They arrested hundreds of women who were victims of sex trafficking. I am proud of the agency and ICE. And what we don't want to talk about is nearly 90% of everybody ICE arrests for immigration violations either have a criminal history or are pending criminal charges when they were found. I mean, they were found in a county jail, which most likely means they weren't a choir boy. So to mismessage what the work the men and women of ICE do is, I find appalling that a member of Congress would throw that out there like that. In my 34 years, I've never seen such hate toward a law enforcement agency in my life that you want to abolish
Homan,
them
the time
rather
has
doing your
expired.
job and
Mr.
legislate.
Homan, your
if
time
they don't
has
like
expired.
it, legislate. You can't. I don't
Mr.
think
Homan,
Congress
according
is
to the
in
rules of
habit
this committee-
of enacting laws.
Mr. Homan,
they
your
want to
time
enforce.
is expired. Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father
Mr.
from his
Homan, with
family.
all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're into the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum and go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General of the United States has made that clear.
Okay.
I leaned into the microphone, calm but firm. I had spent my life in law enforcement, and I wasn't about to let people who have never worn a badge tell me what integrity looks like, what courage looks like, what sacrifice looks like. I reminded them of the truth. I said that in 34 years, I have never seen such hatred thrown at law enforcement. That the men and women of IC and Border Patrol don't clock in to be villains. They clock in knowing they might not make it home. They don't hang their humanity on a hook when they put the badge on. If anything, they carry even more of it because they meet people on the hardest days of their lives. But instead of respect, politicians have turned them into targets, into punching bags for cheap applause lines. And it's disgusting. I spoke about the children we've rescued, thousands of children who are being trafficked, abused, used as pawns by cartels who know the loopholes better than Congress does. I talked about the thousands of sexual predators we've arrested, the fentanyl we've stopped that could have killed millions. I made it clear, ICE is not the villain. We are the shield. Then came the interruptions, the eye rolls, the scripted outrage from members who have never once stood on the border at 3 a.m. holding the body of a child who didn't make it across the river. People who talk compassion, but have never seen what real suffering looks like. They tried to shut me down, tried to shame me, even tried to twist the law itself. One of them claimed that illegal entry isn't a crime. I corrected them, calmly. U.S. Code 1325 makes illegal entry a federal crime. If someone wants asylum, they can do what every legitimate asylum seeker is supposed to do, go to a port of entry and request it legally. That's the law. That is how asylum has always worked. Then they brought up family separation like they always do, as if it's some unique cruelty invented for immigrants. I said what every police officer already knows. If I arrest a parent for DUI with a child in the car, yes, the child is separated. If I arrest someone for domestic abuse in front of their kids, yes, the child is separated. It's not cruelty, it's procedure. It's the law. And when I said that, the room shifted. Because they weren't expecting someone to speak plainly.
They weren't expecting facts.
They weren't expecting someone who actually cares about these human beings, these families, these children. I told them I am proud of my service. Proud of ICE. Proud of every man and woman who puts their life on the line to protect this country while politicians sit in air-conditioned rooms calling them monsters. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't back down. I stood my ground because the truth was enough. And if I have to sit in that chair every day for the rest of my life defending these men and women, I will. Because someone has to tell the truth about the border. Someone has to speak for the people who don't get applause, just danger. And that someone is me.